My dear students, in this class I am going to discuss some of the biological applications of the metals. First, I am going to start with alkali metals. There are alkali metals. There are two alkali metals and two alkaline earth metals play a significant role in the biological system. So when we come to alkali metals like sodium and potassium, so these are act as electrolyte and they are present in intra and extracellular fluid. So this table gives the distribution of sodium, potassium and magnesium, calcium in various parts of the human body, that is blood cell, blood plasma, intracellular fluid and extracellular fluid. So when we come to sodium and potassium, one of the beautiful function is they are helpful to transporting nervous signal from one region to the brain. So works based on the principle that this sodium, it is an intracellular fluid, that is the fluid which is present inside the cell. But potassium present outside the cell, that is extracellular fluid. So these two are present, one present in inside, another which is present outside. You just look at here. If you look at this is a cell wall and this is present outside the cell, and the potassium which is present inside the cell. So at that moment what happened, due to the different concentration of sodium and potassium, so this different concentration is responsible for generation of electrode potential, and this different electrode potential is responsible for creating electrical impulses. This electrical impulses is useful for transporting the signal. For example, if you touch anything, you will get sense, or if anything happens, you are going to react. So for that, so your brain has to send the signal to suitable organs to perform some functions. So this transportation of signals is due to the sodium and potassium ion pump which is present in the body. So this is how it functions. Then another important functions of this sodium is it is helpful in acid base balance, and it is helpful to maintain the optimum osmotic pressure. This pressure, it is required to perform specific biological function for the enzyme in the body, and it is helpful to maintain the fluid balance, and so it is also involved in cell membrane permeability. So it involves in glucose, galactose and amino acid absorption, and it also initiate and maintains the heartbeats. So these are the applications of sodium. Next, potassium. The main important functions of potassium is, so it is useful in maintaining osmotic integrity of the cells through osmotic pressure, and it also maintain the acid base balance. As I said, this sodium and potassium ion, so these are electrolyte which is present in the human body, and these are also contribute several reaction which is taking place in the cell, like transform carbohydrate into energy and convert amino acid to protein and to change glucose into glycogen. So these are the important functions of potassium. So next important element is calcium. You know, calcium is very important element. So an average human being contain 1.05 kg of calcium in the body. So out of this, 99% of the calcium, it exists as a phosphates like hydroxyapatite. This is a mineral. So it is responsible for the formation of bone. So it is act as a structural increment to the bone, that is the bone is made up of this hydroxyapatite. So bone mainly contains some calcium and phosphorus. So 99% of the calcium, it is with the bones in the human body. You can observe here, and remaining 1% of the calcium, it is present in the blood cells, fluid in the human body. Let us look at its functions. So calcium, it not only acts as a structural factor to the body, and it also performs some biological functions. It also acts as cofactor for many enzymes. The one beautiful function is no, it is helpful for so bone formation and maintenance, and another important, it is helpful for blood clotting. If the rate of blood clotting is high, at that moment a blood is saved, so it avoids the blood loss so during accident. So at that time the role of calcium is very important. It is going to solidify the blood, and it is going to block that nerve, so in such a way that blood is no, it does not allow the blood to come outside. That is another important of this calcium. And it's also helpful for muscle functioning, and it enables to heartbeat, and it also maintain the acid base balance by making the body less acidic by increasing alkalinity. And it also helpful for teeth formation and maintenance. It also helpful for nervous functioning, and it protect against colon cancer, and it also helpful for transporting other minerals through the body. So these are the functions of calcium. Next, magnesium. Magnesium is a very important constituent of chlorophyll. I explained the role of chlorophyll and their existence in the previous slide. So it play a vital role in photosynthesis. Along with that, so more than 300 magnesium dependent enzymes are there in the nature. So the one such is, so one enzyme is phosphatase. This is the enzyme. It is a magnesium dependent enzyme, or called as metalloenzyme. So it acts as organic phosphates and hydrolyze into free phosphates. Suppose if the phosphate, if it is attached to with organic ligands or organic molecules, so at that moment it is helpful for degradation of phosphates. And it contains another enzyme like aminopeptidase. This is another magnesium dependent enzyme which hydrolyzes the polypeptide at a free amino acid end of the chain to form lower peptides and sometimes free amino acid. That means, so proteins made by amino acids. So the proteins, again the protein convert into amino acids, so that it is called as degradation of protein. So this protein is helpful. This enzyme, this magnesium dependent enzyme, is helpful for degradation of protein. Then it activates many enzymes, and it is helpful for determining the conformation of protein. And it also takes place in very important process called as hydrolysis of ATP, that is adenine triphosphate converted into adenine diphosphate, and it releases some energy which is required to perform specific mechanical functions in the human body. So this process which takes place in the powerhouse of the cell called mitochondria. So these magnesium play an important role, and it also play an important role in the metabolism of energy. So it also important for building of bones. So these are the important functions of magnesium in our body. Next important element is zinc. So zinc forms many enzymes, more than 200 enzymatic reactions, 200 zinc dependent enzyme which is present in the nature. One such example for that is carbonic anhydrase. I explained the importance of carbonic anhydrase. The carbonic anhydrase, it is useful of transporting carbon dioxide from cells to lungs. And lactase dehydrogenase and glutamate dehydrogenase, alkaline phosphatase, and thymidine kinase. So these are the important zinc dependent enzyme. And another important of zinc is it is very important nutrient for immune system nowadays. So in the pandemic time, the medicine field strongly tells that zinc is a very important nutrient which is increase the immune system. If the person is good in immune system, so he can avoid free from corona, and if immune system is good, then corona will not affect that much. So for that, so zinc is very important. And another important of zinc is secretion, is synthesis and secretion of insulin. You know, insulin is a very important hormone, and it is also important for normal growth and development, as I said. So the deficiency of zinc, it leads to dwarfness, and it also helpful for milk production during lactation. And zinc is necessary for the reproduction of neurotransmitters in the brain. So these neurotransmitters are helpful for transporting signal from one place to another place, one place to a brain in the human body. And another important significance of this zinc is, you know, taste. So we feel taste of the food with the help of one protein which is present in the saliva. It is called as cornstarch. So the zinc play a vital role behind the production of this cornstarch. It is important to recognize taste in all the foods. So these are the important applications of zinc. Now the next application is iron. So a human being contain 4 to 5 gram of iron. Among this 4 to 5 gram of iron, nearly 60 to 70% of iron which is present in the hemoglobin. We will going to discuss in detail in the next class. And 3 to 5% of iron which is present in muscle myoglobin. It's a storage, oxygen storage protein. And 15% of the iron it is present in cellular protein called ferritin. Ferritin is the iron storage protein. And the important functions of iron are, so it forms structural part of hemoglobin, and it boosts the immunity system, and it's also enhance the brain function, memory and concentration. And iron act as cofactor for many biological reactions. For example, cytochrome and cytochrome P450. These are the two important biological system in which, so these are helpful for electron transport chain reactions, so during our respiration process, and this also helps to conversion of citrate to isocitrate. So this is the first step of energy production in the body. So like that, dear students, there are many other trace and ultra trace element, so have their own functions in the human body. So in the next class I am going to discuss the structure and functions of hemoglobin.